Could you review the language requirements both at entry and graduation for INSEAD participants? That's a very distinctive aspect of the program.
Yes, and you know what is one very near to my heart. So as you know, or maybe you don't, INSEAD was founded by Georges Doriot, who was a French Harvard professor. He wanted to bring people together.
Okay.
And when he did that, the courses at the beginning, they were taught in those two languages, so German, English, and French, which were the languages in Europe. We've been adapting to the different times. English has to be validated either by your native language or by other means of assessment. We need to ensure that every MBA or every student at INSEAD is going to be able to follow the class and make the most out of the program. So English has to be validated. If it's your native language, we will not question it. But then you will have to validate the second language for entry reasons.
So how do you validate? Do you take,
So if English isn't your native language, you have to validate it. So there are different criteria.
Yeah.
Most common are you need to have your whole degree has to be taught in English. And it has to be specified in your transcripts. Or through TOEFL, PTA, or IELTS.
And if English is your native language and your second language is French, for example, or Spanish.
There are other tests, there are local, so there are like national tests that we accept many of them, but there are many different like experiences. For example, the TOEFL is only 2 years, and each test has a different experiencing date. So we will look at that very closely for your second language, if English is your native language. And for instance, if you, for example, have course your bachelor's in Spanish, it would be validated too. The second language is like a C1, so it's fluent that we require, and it's an admissions requirement. Now, for the third language, it's an exit language, so you need it to graduate, and we do not give the diploma if you have not validated your third language. Knowing that the level that we require is much lower, it's an A1. When I'm talking to candidates or prospects, I always encourage them to get that language policy cleared before they start, because the program is very intense and they prefer to invest their time in other things than learning the language. But for us, it's like in our DNA. And this open-mindedness and being able to make the most of this super international exposure, we wanted to have these 3 languages with you.
Right. Right.